Guys, welcome back to DeMont's Big Bass. Just want to go over this really quick. Just some stuff I got in from Carl's. I already made a video on this, but I kind of messed it up. I didn't have the aspiration right. This is some stuff I was running low on some things, and then I needed to get. When I go through all my tackle, I get most of my tackle this part of the year when I'm not fishing as much, and then most of the time I'm just fishing. But I order in most of my stuff during the spring, winter and spring, and a lot of times fall. But I know I got these in my mystery tackle box. These, what my other subscriber called a sushi bug, but it's a shukushi bug. This little Ned bait. I got it. I wanted to try it out because I have of course my 4 favorite Ned baits. Well, 5 if you count the hula. Well, I like almost anything Z-Man does as far as Ned goes. I like their ticklers. I like the original TRD. I like the tubes. I like the bugs. I like the crawls. And I love the missile bait Ned bomb. That is some of my favorites. Most of the time I'm throwing them on a Ned head, or I'm throwing them on one of the other Ned heads that I showed you before. But when I'm throwing like Rip Rap, especially in the early spring, early winter. I mean, late winter, early spring. Let me get that right. I throw them on the Finesse Rugby head because when I'm working Rip Rap or anything that holds heat, usually I'm not paralleling it. I'm actually working that bait. I'm actually perpendicular. I'm not paralleling. I'm vertical fishing the bank. I'm actually parking, having my boat out and sometimes about 20 foot off the bank, 20 to 30 foot off the bank, sometimes a little bit more, depends on where I find the fish and how deep they're holding. Because a lot of times they're actually holding in that 6 to 5 foot of water, and sometimes if you have brush sitting off the end of Rip Rap, they'll be holding and basically suspending right above that brush. And they'll be sitting there and you're not really making the cast of them, but the reason why I throw it up to the bank and work it back out to the boat instead of vertical paralleling the bank is because I want that bait to hop down the inclines you're coming down the rocks. And I find the little football head, I use these in a 1/16, an 1/8, and a 3/16. As you can see, I have 3 packs of each on the boat right now, but I always have to have backup because when you're fishing Ned head, people know you're going to break off. And also, since I didn't do this on the last video, I got an experiment I'm going to do with these. Just want to see how good they do. I got this in the Twilight, Green Pumpkin Orange, the PB&J, which is not very PB&J-ish. And I also got Green Pumpkin. Let's take a little closer look at this PB&J. Looks like this one's been opened before. Where's the tentacles for this one? It's like all pushed to the side, but I guess these are elastic, so they'll stretch back out again. So let's see in the actual test to see how they do. Alright, so these are basically just like the TRD bugs, as in the TRD sits in the water just like this. These are extremely buoyant. They don't have any salt in them, it feels like. And I don't feel any salt when I squeeze them. That's what she said. But anyway, let's see how it does when I hook one up with it. I have to always see, I suggest this to people as well. Anytime you're fishing a new bait, it's always best to see how it performs with the jig heads and stuff you like to fish it with, or how it sits in the water. I don't care if I'm fishing Texas rig bait. Usually I have like a 10-gallon tank or something like that I can see them. Okay, you can barely see the brown and purple hue in that. It's really hard to make it out. Let's see. In this little 2.5-inch size, I guess this hook fits in it, but let's see if it floats it or not. That's one of the key things. If you have I saw some of the basically heads like this. The hook wire is too thick. It impedes the action. It doesn't matter if it's a 1/16 ounce or not. It impedes the action. I do like how these baits have a flat side, so you can make sure if you're not coming out on that flat side, you know you're not in the center of the bait. That's nice in the flat side. and it has a nice Z-bend on here, so that keeps it buttoned up on there, so it doesn't keep sliding off every time you make a cast or get a fish or whatever. But that fits almost all the way down the head of that bait. Let's see how it does when I put it in here. All right. I like these ribs. These ribs are actually really nice on here. I didn't think they were this pronounced when I looked at it the first time. I guess I didn't look at it very good. But I like almost anything Elastec, so I wanted to get it and try it out. All right, let's find out. Huh? That looks nice. It floats it right up. So this is a 1/16 ounce. And if it's not floating it, I have had some. If you go a 1/16 ounce, it'll actually bring the whole thing up. It floats it all the way up to the top. And it's kind of crazy. But, so this sinks and it sits off the bottom just like that. I mean, I know my measuring cup ain't the best thing for you to see, but y'all can probably see it in there, how it's doing. That is pretty neat. So I look forward to seeing how good these baits work. And I will report to you guys how good they are. I mean, you can even tell how much water this thing holds, how these ridges work. I mean, look at that. So that just tells you these ridges are really picking up on stuff, and they'll make a lot more bubble trail for the fish to catch them at. Not for the fish to catch them at, but you know what I mean. Sorry, it's been kind of a long day. Give it a good shake. Oops. It's slippery. All right. I'm just glad we have a fluffy dog. I'm glad it only got a little bit of hair. That's nice and stretchy. I mean, it's going to be kind of just like a regular Elastec. But I mean, this is a lot darker color than most PBJs I've seen. Most PB&J, they have like a nice brown, kind of like a greenish brown, and then they transfer into like a light purple. This is darker. This might work really good, especially in darker stained water, and especially in the late winter, early spring, when this fish is first starting to pull up, especially if the water is really muddy. But if you haven't tried these finesse rugby heads, especially if you're Ned fishing, I really like these when I'm fishing a hula stick or the big TRD. I like these as well. I fished almost the hula stick and the big TRD almost exclusively on this jig head right here. And I have like 3 packs of each one of these weights in the truck right now. And so these kind of go sitting on my pegboard as backup. And this is one of the main things I wanted to show you here. I saw a few other videos of them. This is the Headhunter by 10,000 Fish. And I got 2 of them to try. These are in Lava Lamp and Licensed to Gill. So you can see that. This Licensed to Gill kind of reminds me of brim when they're on the bed. I think this would be really killer around that late spring, early summer when the brim are on bed. And then this Lava Lamp right here kind of reminds me of bluegill almost in general. Now, some people were talking on YouTube and stuff about them knocking off Megabass Dark Sleeper, which I mean, kind of in a way they kind of did, but this design has been out since before the Dark Sleeper. Now, don't get me wrong. Wow, these things have a really strong plastic smell. Don't get me wrong. The Dark Sleeper is a great, great swim bait. It's one of my favorites. But as you can see, if you open up the little gill slit here, not gill slit, but the fin slit, it has a hook in it. The hook is held in place by a magnet. These are 4 4 inches and 1 ounce. So I mean, you can throw these on like a medium heavy flipping stick, or I'm gonna be throwing on a light power swim bait rod, a 7/9, just because I like longer rods in general. But it has a really soft tail. It almost smells cherry smelling. It's kind of, I thought it was plasticky, but it's kind of cherry smell. I'm hoping that they've improved upon the Megabass design for their Dark Sleeper. The Dark Sleeper depends on how big a fish and how many you've caught on it. the weight will start pushing up through the magnet and start, let's put it to the magnet. The weight will start pushing up through the nose. It'll actually bust the nose. So you have to use, if you want to keep catching fish with it, you got to use super glue or mend it. Usually I use mend it because super glue can make the nose kind of really hard. But it doesn't really matter. The fish aren't really targeting that anyway, especially if they get it in their mouth, they got it in their mouth. But if that fish, that weight does pull all the way out of your dark sleeper, don't throw it away. Take that weight and that hook, because it's all one piece, and take it and put it into a hollow belly swim bait. What I always do is I take the hook and I push the hook in first, and then I wet that weight, and I push that weight in through it, and then I put a little bit of mend it to seal the hollow belly on top. And then you have basically another weight and hollow belly. You have basically another system for it. That tail is really soft. Wow. So this is going to have a lot of thump to it. But I don't really know how weedless that's going to be when if you hit like a tree or something, if it rolls onto it. Because this is actually pretty soft. And that collapses very easy. So the hook's probably going to go into something. But I like that little magnet design, how it just pops out and goes right back. But fishing around like light grass and stuff, it's going to keep that hook away from things. I mean, I like the design. Only time will be able to tell. Get some time out in the water with it and see how good it works. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap it up with that, guys. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask me down below. I answer everybody's questions. I try to do as much as I can. If y'all like this video, please share it with somebody else that likes tackle. My wife says I'm like a tackle junkie, tackle nerd, wherever you want to call me. She said if I could marry tackle, I probably would. I said, you put some hair in a hole on it, I might think about it. That's just how obsessed I am with fishing. I'm sorry, that was a little bit rude, but anyway. Just trying to, if you guys, I mean, tell me if there's anything different I can do. Whatever what I can make to make you guys really help you guys fishing. I'm going to start doing, now that it stopped raining, I'm going to start doing some on the water stuff. I'm going to do a total gear breakdown. I know I've been promising you guys that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you I keep 4 rods in my truck at all times. Because sometimes if I take the kids, drop them off at school, which I haven't been doing much lately because they're homeschooled, I keep 4 rods in my truck in my backpack. In my backpack I have just some various finesse fishing stuff, some small crankbaits, things of that nature. I got some new tackle boxes I found at Academy I want to show you as well. Not tackle boxes, but, well, I guess you call tackle boxes. Like the Plano boxes. If you like this stuff, share it with a friend. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't really cost you a thing. I'm just trying to get going. I know I used to have a lot more subscribers. I've been trying to deal with some medical issues for the last 3 or 4 years. I still have to have 2 more procedures on my legs. I got sick and I had some things happen and made my veins mess up in my legs. So I'm still trying to get all that stuff organized. I'm eating really clean. I'm eating keto. Actually, I'm doing more of a carnivore diet than keto now. I'm working out all the time. I'm just trying to get back me feeling how I should feel. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all the support. I look forward to talking to you on the next one. You have a great day.